Hello and welcome to your Fire Flow. It is going to be a power yoga filled flow to really get your body energizing, moving, and activated. So, even though summer solstice is at the end of the month, June 20th, we are going to start celebrating the season of summer starting today with this first summer asana flow. So today we're really going to be focused on strengthening and creating space in the core and the sacral chakra area. We're not only going to get activated and get steamy and hot and fiery, but we're also going to be including in some coolness with some cooling breaths, some longer holds to allow our body to really become balanced between the two, and of course, celebrate and embrace this new season. So, no props are needed. However, I always recommend having some blocks nearby if you have them available. They can come in handy with a couple different poses and just to have them there as an option to use if you need it. So, we're going to get started today standing up at the top of your mat. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. Bring your hands into prayer, Namaste Mudra, in front of your heart. And just ground down now. Feel all four corners of each of your feet grounded and rooted into the earth beneath you. Tapping into your breath now, always being aware of your breath before starting anything. Inhale, lift your arms high, send your gaze high, touch your palms together, and welcome in just a baby back bend as you lean back slightly. And on your exhale, float your palms to the ground for a forward fold. Staying here for a moment, feeling the stretch all the way from your calves, rising up to the backs of your knees and the backs of your thighs and quads. Just warming up and giving yourself the space to really fully prepare yourself for this fiery flow. Beautiful. On an exhale, send your right toes to the back of the mat. Drop down your knee. Lift up your chest and lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. And you can go ahead here and you can place your palms over your right knee. Or if you do have those blocks, you can just place your blocks at any level you'd like, just to bring a little bit more space and a little bit more elevation to your body. That can be really beautiful to support yourself in that way. Just holding here for a few cooling, long breaths. Welcoming in that coolness. Beautiful. Lower your palms down, curl under your left toes, send your right toes back for your plank position before your downward dog, a little bit different. Now melt both of your knees down and come into that modified chaturanga, knees, chest, chin to your mat. And into cobra. On an inhale, lift your chest and your shoulders. Maybe keep your eyes closed to stay here in this present moment. Roll down to your mat. Curl under your toes. Send yourself up into a downward facing dog. And now bring your right foot forward. Lower your left knee. And rise your heart and your chest, palms over knee, or using those blocks for support. Beautiful. Lower your hands down, and this time step your left foot forward. Forward fold. Arms rise up. Inhale. Send your palms together. Baby back bend. Slightly allowing your neck to fall back. Exhale. Mountain pose. Again, grounding down here before we take another round of that Surya Namaskar. That's essentially sun salutation in Sanskrit. Just grounding down, embracing the moment, visualizing the sun's energy pouring through you. On an inhale, bring your hands to that Namaste prayer mudra in front of your heart. Inhale, arms overhead, palms to touch. Take that baby back bend. Forward fold now. Bend from your hips, slight bend in the knees. And now, switching sides, send your left toes back to the back of your mat. Drop the left knee down. Rise your chest and your body. Lengthen through your spine. Breathe here. Tapping into your peace, tapping into your power. Lower your hands down, curl your left toes under, send your right toes back. Downward facing dog. Plank position, knees, chest, chin to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, curl your toes under, send your body back to that downward facing dog. And now send your left toes forward, drop your right knee down, rise into that low lunge on your left side. Breathing through the motions, breathing into the moment. Maybe feeling your body start to warm up a little bit. Bring your palms to the mat. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise your arms and your hips and your chest high, palms together. Baby back bend. Exhale, return to mountain pose. Beautiful. Finding your stillness as we welcome in Surya Namaskar B now. So we're going to just add on to that sequence that we just did by adding a little bit more intensity, more chaturangas, but don't worry, the first time we are going to take it slow so you can kind of get the feel for the sequence and give yourself time and space to get used to it before we speed it up a notch. So standing here in mountain pose, grounding down through those four corners of each of your feet, shoulders down, away from your ears, really standing tall like a mountain. On an inhale, bend your knees, send your tailbone back, and come into that chair pose. Really allowing your toes to be able to rise. So really, the only time I'll pretty much ever say this, but sink into your heels and engage through your core. Just breathe here. Maybe try to sink your seat a little bit lower. Just have fun with this. Challenge yourself in these moments. Beautiful. Exhale, forward fold. Jump or step back to plank. Now, instead of taking knees, chest, chin, try for a full chaturanga. Lower the body down. Biceps by your chest. Lift into upward facing dog. Rise your heart to the sun. Say hello. And exhale, send your tailbone high to the sky. Downward facing dog. Melt into your heels. Connect back to your breath. Use downward dog whenever you need it for an extra little breath. Inhale, step your right foot forward, turn onto the outer edge of your left foot, and with one swift motion, rise both of your arms up and by your sides, shoulders still down away from your ears for warrior one. Really step into this sun energy here, this power. Really visualize yourself being the warrior that you already are. Feeling all parts of your body activated. Inhale, lower your hands, frame your right foot, step it back now for downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, maybe add a little back bend. Exhale, roll onto your toes, downward facing dog. 1 or 2 breaths here, just reconnecting. Inhale, bring your left foot forward, frame the foot, roll onto the outer edge of your right back foot, and come up into your warrior one on your left side now. Finding that perfect position so that your hips are squared forward in alignment with the front of your mat. Your arms are parallel to your head, and you are just breathing and activating your legs in this pose. Beautiful. On your next exhale, lower your hands down to frame the left foot. Send those left toes back. Downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank. Another chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest high, upward facing dog. Roll on the toes. Downward facing dog. Jump forward. Forward fold. Chair pose again. Sink down into those hips. Engage through your core. Hold here, activating all parts of your body, saluting to the sun. And exhale, release, return back into mountain pose where we began. I know you're probably feeling warm now, which is good because we're about to take that sequence and speed it up. So we're going to go through that Surya Namaskar B one more time, just a little bit faster. And actually, I promise you, when you do it faster, it actually can seem a bit easier because we aren't going to be holding the poses for as long. Beautiful. So start at the top of your mat if you aren't already there. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms rise high, sink down into your hips, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Jump or step to the back of your mat. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll off of the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward. Come into that warrior one. Stand tall, stand long. Exhale, lower the hands down. Step that right foot back, downward facing dog. Plank pose, chaturanga. Upward facing dog again. Downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bring that left foot forward, frame the foot, turn the right foot out, warrior one on your left side. Sink here for a moment. Breathe deeply. Exhale, lower the hands down. Send the left toes back, downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank, chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump or step to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Exhale, chair pose again. And release into your mountain pose. Tap back into that natural rhythm of your breath. Begin to slow it down slightly. Tapping back into the present moment. Beautiful. Begin to face the long edge, the long width of your mat. Bring your feet, I would say, about hip distance apart. So not too wide, but not too close together either. A good balance in between the two. And bring your hands right behind the back of your head. So your fingertips are kind of going to be holding on to your head, just right behind you. Inhale in. Exhale out. 2 more, just like that. Inhale in. Exhale out. 1 more. Inhale in. Exhale out. And now we are going to begin what is called core twists. And we're going to take 10 on each side. So staying in this position, grounding down through the feet, begin to just rotate the top of your body, really making the twist come from that core, that sacral chakra, that fiery energy that we're really working on activating today. So bring those fingertips behind your head. Inhale in, exhale, twist. Inhale in, exhale, twist, and just keep that motion going. 10 on each side. Beautiful. When you've done those 10, come back to center. Lower your arms down. Scrunch them up to your ears and roll them back. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a break. And then bring those hands right back to where they were behind the head. And this time we're going to take oblique crunches. So again, I'm going to show you a little tutorial so you know the proper way of really getting into this exercise. Bring that right foot back behind you. So not directly behind this left foot, but actually going past your hip. And begin to come into a squat, a lunge, bending through both knees, almost tapping, but not quite. Just hovering this right knee above the ground. And then when you bring it in, you're going to crunch your oblique by tapping your right elbow to your right knee, just like that. And then to show you a bit faster, we're going to do 10 of those on each side. So coming back to center, arms and fingertips behind the head. Step that right foot back into this curtsy squat. And inhale in. Exhale, lower, and begin those crunches for 1, 2. If you lose your balance, that's okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Reset, lower your arms. Give them a little shrug, give them a little roll to rest them for a moment. Bring those fingertips back to behind your head and move any blocks if they're in your way to prevent any tripping. Step that left foot back, come up onto the toes. Inhale in. Exhale, begin those curtsy lunges. On your other side, really engaging through the core, And really making this a crunching like action between your body. Activating the core. I haven't been counting, so hopefully you have. A few more. One more for good measure. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Again. Tapping back in. Slowing the breath, rolling the shoulders. Slowing down the heart rate a little bit. Step to the front of your mat. Hip distance apart. Inhale, wide arms overhead. Exhale, melt down to the ground, forward fold. Halfway lift, we're doing it just a standard vinyasa now. Exhale, forward fold. One swift motion, plank or knees, chest, chin for chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Jump in one swift motion to the top of your mat. And right here, I snuck in one last child's pose. So inhale, come into that seat, sinking down in your hips, trying to get even a bit lower this time, allowing your toes to have the space to come upward, melting into those heels. And we're going to take 10 pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Hold. You got this. Tap into that power. You got this. Just a little bit longer. A little bit longer. And exhale, forward fold. Let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms overhead, palms to touch. Melt those palms back down to your mat. Jump or step to the back of your mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hold here for a breath or two. Slowing down your breath. You officially made it through all of the vinyasas of the practice. Well done. We're still going to do a little bit of work though. On an inhale, drop your forearms down, and you can either stay here with your forearms parallel, or you can clasp the hands for what we like to call dolphin pose. Walk the toes a little bit farther in if you can, and just hold here. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, I told you we were going to do a little bit more work. So, I welcome you. You can either stay here in dolphin, which is honestly super challenging and a great way to work up towards what I'm about to recommend. If you would like, you can work on some inversions. So you can drop your knees and you can do one of three things. Well, one of four things. You can hold that dolphin. You can practice your crow pose maybe. Maybe hop into a handstand if that is in your practice, or a headstand. So really just giving you a few minutes to play around and have some fun. Tap into that creative, childlike energy, which is very similar to the sun's fiery energy. And yeah, just have fun with it. So for a crow, if you haven't done that before, come up onto your toes and spread your knees about the distance, a little bit past the distance of your hips. Come up onto your fingertips, and you can just let those knees rest onto the tops of your biceps as you fold forward, maybe playing around lifting one toe, lifting the other, and eventually coming into that full crow. So you can play around there. Or for headstand, I will say I don't have handstand in my practice, so if you do, go for it. But for headstand, you can bring your hands. This trick alone allowed me to jump into my headstands, pretty much getting them down every time. So take both of your hands, and just to show you a forward kind of image of this, you can really get it down. Place your forearms parallel, and then bring your hands to touch the elbows of your hands, and then bring them back out and close in your fingertips, clasp them, and then place your head, in that dome-like shape of your hands, and then begin to bring yourself up. So a side image of this, place those hands over the elbows, clasp the hands, cocoon the head with the hands, come up off of the knees, and begin to tiptoe your legs in, maybe lifting one foot, and then maybe lifting the other at your pace. You can maybe just play around. Whatever feels good to you. Beautiful. It's been a few minutes now. So you can drop into your downward facing dog and just pedal out the legs. Grounding back down, slowing the breath. Drop your knees, shift them off to the side of your mat as you come down to your sit bones, stretching your legs forward. Extend both arms above your head, parallel to your ears. And exhale, fold your body forward over your legs for a yummy, cooling forward fold. Maybe on your inhale, you rise and you lengthen. And on your exhale, you melt even deeper into this fold. Feel your body slowing. Relaxing, restoring after all the work you just did. Beautiful. Slowly, slowly begin to rise your body and reposition your body so that you can comfortably come down on your back. Keep your knees bent. Bring both knees into your chest. Hug yourself. Give yourself a big hug. Coming into like you're roly-poly. Just really scrunching your body up. Bringing comfort to yourself. Maybe rocking back and forth. Lower down your back. Extend through both legs and allow the feet to splay off the sides of your mat. Turn both palms to face the sky to continue to soak in the sun's energy and this beautiful fire flow that you just flowed through completely. Melt into this Shavasana. Visualize the sun shining down on you, supporting you, and giving you the nourishment you need. Maybe welcoming in that Satali breath that was shared in the pranayama tutorial this week. Curling the tongue, inhaling in, uncurl the tongue, exhale out of your nose. Maybe a few more just like that, curling the tongue, inhaling in, release the tongue, exhale out of your nose. One more just like that, curl the tongue, inhale in. Feel the cooling energy, feel your body cool down, exhale out. Sink completely into your mat. Feel the earth's energy vibrating below you. You are home, right here with your beautiful body that just led you through this incredible fire flow practice. To seal this practice today, I'm going to have us stay in Shavasana. Bring both hands over your sacral chakra, your womb, your belly. Breathe in. And with one goodbye breath out, exhale. Stay here for as long as you can. You deserve it. I hope you are feeling calm and peaceful, but also energized and vitalized. Thank you for joining me on the mat today for this fire flow. I can't wait to see you here on the mat very soon. From the bottom of my heart, namaste.